It was 6th November 1988, if we can remember clearly, when Dr. Josphat Karanja, the Vice President of Kenya, hit out at the drug tendering system in Kenya. Dr. Josphat Karanja openly criticized the Ministry of Health drug tendering system. His arguments was that it was betraying the expectations of the mwananchi. Please subscribe, comment, and give a like. To what did he say? He said that the tender system was betraying the expectations of the mwananchi. As much as we are talking about the tender system of the Ministry of Health, we are actively talking about the tender system of the entire government of Kenya, including parastatals. Also talking about the private sector. It is they who corrupt the government systems more than anything else. We cannot forget about the NGOs, who forever think that they are more superior than any other body, that they were created to take action on government. NGOs think that they were created to audit the government, whereas they are ridden with favoritism and cover-ups. Dr. Karanja went on to say that some corrupt and crafty middlemen in the ministry drug purchase machinery made the country lose billions of shillings through bogus tendering. Now we're talking about billions of shillings being lost as a result of craftsmanship. He went on to suggest that the Ministry of Health should purchase drugs directly from reliable manufacturers. Honestly, what explains the fact that the only drugs that you can find in the hospital pharmacies are paracetamols? In the past, in the 1960s and 70s, they used to give us aspirins as a cure for all. What explains the fact that chemists and pharmacies are the majority in trading centers near government hospitals? Still assumed that by devolving health services, things would be much easier. But the truth is that it has never helped much. What happened to the morals of the health workers? What has happened to their psychology? I believe in the concept that a special place exists in hell for health workers involved in corruption, together with public officers, NGOs, private sector, and parastatals. I wanted to say that when President Moi bought drugs worth 9 million shillings, this had reached the mwananchi. He expressed dismay that 50 million shillings grant to the Ministry of Health to purchase drugs was lying idle somewhere. This brings us to the issue of non-expenditure and wastage of money during expenditure. That is very common. Every year, billions of shillings are returned to Treasury due to non-expenditure by counties and the national government. In some counties, they spend the money on projects that are not within the budget, like benchmarking, for example, going to Dubai, and the purchase of items and equipment not in the budget. Some money is sent to private accounts through online payment system. How I wish that auditors would follow up on every paid expenditure by sampling what has been paid. You'll be shocked. Finance officers, internal auditors, and external auditors are also partly to blame. It has been the wish of the government, right at formation stage, that the system would be cleansed from unscrupulous element so that Wananchi can be served effectively. In the 1980s, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, who was the Minister of Planning then, said that the government was losing up to 99 billion shillings through fraudulent tendering system. It is much more today. CRC recently withdrew allowances for MPs and senators and increased actually their salaries. The SRC saw no reason to pay MPs and senators a salary while at the same time giving them allowances for attending meetings. This may not have been adhered to due to bad attitudes of the legislature. We're asking, why don't we ban foreign trips just for 2 years and attend meetings online or within our offices? We're a nation who say we have no money, but waste a lot of money. Uhuru Kenyatta, a one-time president of Kenya, once stated that 2 billion shillings is wasted in Kenya every day due to corruption. While Dr. Ndii, during an interview, who is an advisor to the President on Economic Affairs, said that 30% of the budget is wasted. Counties and their governors send trainees to Kenya School of Government. Their budget paid for by the government, while at the same time paying per diem allowances to the same people. This is extremely illegal and unfortunate. Before Kenya asks for foreign aid, we should strive to seal all loopholes where money. This brings us to the present-day crisis in the Ministry of Health. It has taken the intervention of the Global Fund to reveal a faulty tendering system, which persists to this day. If the Global Fund had not raised a query, then this would not have been revealed. Cartels pose a big threat to Kenya today. Cartels are formed in every ministry, parastatal, NGOs, private sector, and you may name anything. They are a mini government in their own rights. They pose a danger to the well-being and security of every mwananchi and this country. The problem in the Ministry of Health shows the debacle that the government goes through in its systems. The main regulatory body in charge of procurement in government is a toothless bulldog who have nothing to offer. How can you buy printing paper at a wholesale price of 500 shillings and sell to the government for 2,000 shillings? Why should you pay suppliers for not delivering goods to the government? It's the work of the principal secretary. Millions of Kenyans do not receive drugs because cartels are operating in hospitals, health centers, and dispensaries to ensure they make money for themselves. The problem in the Ministry of Health depicts the crisis in the entire government. The system should be overhauled and punishment should be meted out more severely. The government should ensure that delays in payment of goods and services is not used as a reason to exaggerate costs of services. In China, economic saboteur is executed in public. Should we attempt such extremist action? Kindly subscribe, like, and give a comment.